Would you go ahead and clap? All right, cool. So I can sync that. Well, thanks for being here, Tadachi. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sorry. I'm Rob Gingery. I am the K-12 computer science teacher for Granite Center Community Schools. This is my 27th year of teaching. I am a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa with my BA in education, and I'm also have my master's degree in educational technology from UNI in 2008. My current role is, like I said, K-12 computer science, and I teach all the way from coding to data science to artificial intelligence, VR and AR, app development. My primary curriculum is done through code.org, also Carnegie Mellon University, and then I'm also the first Tech Challenge robotics coach for the high school. And we currently have 3 teams, Team 10069 and Team 13186 and Team 14375. And so that's about me.
Awesome. So you said you're an educator. What do you see in the students that you work with? What's going really well for them?
We have amazing students here. Of all the school districts, I taught in 5 other school districts, and the students by far at Granite Center are some of the hardest working, most dedicated students I've ever worked with. When I came to the district in 2011, I noticed there was a dire need for curriculum that challenged some of our best and brightest students, our TAG students. And at that time, it was all like extra stuff, extra work. And so in 2015, I applied for a grant through the Iowa Governor STEM grant, and I received that grant and started First Tech Challenge here at Granite Center High School. We started with 1 team in 2015, and now our height, about 4 years ago, we had 4 teams. Now we're back down to 3. But to answer your question specifically, my students have the most success is trying to find activities for them to do that are beyond the teacher-centered instruction they're used to. Sitting, listening, taking notes, doing worksheets, doing papers. In my opinion, they just hate that. And so First Tech Challenge in robotics and computer science, I tried to do more hands-on activities where the students are in charge of their learning, not me just sitting there talking the entire time. So our students here at Granite Center, they really excel at this after years of teaching how to be a self-learner. They go out, they answer questions on their own. They go out and learn to program, they learn to code, they learn to CAD, they learn to do all kinds of stuff. And it's cool to see students actually learning, not just sitting there receiving information.
Thanks. So what do you think is the most important thing for students to get out of their education, especially as we're moving into a constantly advancing, world of tech?
With the invention of the internet and the intervention of Google and AI and the ability of having information at your fingertips, creativity, problem solving, collaboration, being a self-directed learner, inquiry-based learning is going to be the most important part, or should be the most important part of learning. K-12 education and even higher education are notorious for being slow adopters of change. And so in my area of computer science, it's counterproductive. That's the essence of teaching computer science, is teaching kids to adapt to change. And so the most important parts of learning for me is teaching kids how to be a learner, not just an empty slate where they just absorb information. They have to think on their own. After teaching for almost 30 years now, you hear all of these older people or people of my generation talk about how these kids can't critically think and problem solve, and they can't think on their own. I think that's because of the way we've set it up. We're now to a point where those skills are super important, and we have to adapt our teaching to that.
Okay, kind of shifting gear a little bit. We're going to get kind of back to what we were just talking about. You mentioned you're currently the coach for the FDC teams here at Granite Center. How did you make that connection with the first organization?
In 2014, I got information about the governor's Scale Up STEM grants, and I looked into their looking there to see if they had any curriculum or projects that could engage my tag students, especially my high school tag kids. And so I noticed the information about First Tech Challenge. I've always been a techie, and I've also been a tinkerer on things. We had already dabbled in the concept of maker spaces, and we've also dabbled a lot in the idea of teaching tech with hands-on activities, and this was just a good application of that. So I applied for the grant, got the grant, went through training the summer of 2015 to the University of Iowa's College of Engineering. I got a bunch of new equipment and started the team the following fall. And it grew from just a group of one team of about 12 students up to 30, 35 students. And so that's how I got involved in it. It's something that is exhausting as a coach, and it takes a lot of time. But if you've ever dreamt as a teacher to find the perfect learning environment, I think that's what the FIRST in robotics does. It puts students in the inquiry-based, hands-on environment where learning really happens, not as a result of me talking or them sitting, but them actually doing stuff.
So in what ways have you seen robotics make an impact on students, and not just students, maybe people within the organization? How have you seen robotics make an impact on people?
It gives them focus on what they want to do after high school. We talk about career readiness and being a career ready for the next part of college and their career after high school. FTC has given them opportunity to actually explore it in the hands-on technical world of what they might go into. I've had students graduate, have gotten engineering degrees, computer science degrees, software engineering, cybersecurity, along with some of the students going off and getting other degrees in more, non-techie related fields. But the big thing is it helps them guide them to what the possibilities are, especially coming from a small rural school district like Grundy Center. Kids don't know what they don't know, and they don't know what the possibilities are. And FTC opens doors and opens up experiences where they can explore new ideas beyond our little hometown.
And I guess how has the FIRST program impacted you in your life? What have you taken from it?
I think every school district or every teacher considers themselves a lifelong learner, or at least they should. And FTC has forced me to learn things that were way beyond anything I ever thought I would ever learn, all the way from computer science to CAD to all the stuff with robotics. I had not built a robot or touched a robot until I started this program. And so the idea that you can learn things even at my age or as you get older is probably the biggest part of FTC for me. I've always had a good background on how to get kids to learn and the concept of inquiry-based science teaching. And it's just taking that idea and focusing it more on just technical skills and how technical skills are so important in our world. And it's also exposed me to a group of people through Collins Aerospace and John Deere of the need of tech-savvy young people to take on the challenges of our world. And so it's kind of been my own personal professional development in some ways, making me a better teacher.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about the FIRST organization or education? Any final note?
It's 2025. By the time this video is done, it'll be 2026. I've been teaching most of my life, and teaching and learning is not the same as it was when I graduated in 1991. It's not even the same as it was 10 years ago. Without programs like FIRST, I don't think education could evolve to keep up with the rapid pace of change. And programs like robotics, like coding, those things, it forces us to look beyond our little town, the learning model of the day, which is very teacher-centered, and it's changing it to more project-based learning, more inquiry-based learning, more student-centered learning, which is what our world needs. So, anyway, that's my ideas.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your time.
Yep.
Well, that's all I've got.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Cool.